How's it going, people? Liberal Hill. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon, and I was scrolling through Twitter, and as always, with any kind of social media, you're gonna run into some Republican lies, propaganda, and pretty much the Republican mantra of "fuck you" and that's it. Basically, you're not rich. Fuck you. So the whole thing was about Donald Trump. He's gotten so many people off of food stamps, and it's the greatest thing ever. No one other president has done. Then, just as always, with any kind of Republican law, whatever, you have to dig deep into it. You have to see why it's happening. Why it's happening is because they're just kicking people off of food stamps for no reason. And I know Republican control. I know what you're gonna come and say. Well, they're on food stamps. They should be out here working. Uh, Nobody deserves food stamps. I work 45 hours a day. Impossible. I work 24 hours a day. Look, nobody wants food stamp fraud. Nobody wants to be on food stamp. Look, if you're one of those guys that think people who get food stamps are fucking driving around Mercedes Benz or living high off the hog, and you get mad at that they have a buggy full of food, a buggy full of food. Let's think about this. In the law thing, food stamps they cannot exceed over $200. If you think $200 worth of food can last the whole month, you're insane. Anybody that pays for their food or whatever through cash knows $200 worth of groceries, even as a single person, it can go through like that. So to say $200 worth of food now is like some kind of miracle blessing. You're smoking crack. You're living in a delusional world. So I'm reading the story, gotten so many people off food now. The way they've done this is so Republican. You can't make this stuff up. So, in order to receive food stamps, you have to work. I know. It goes, work program. Okay, that's cool. That's something I would be for. Here's the thing. In order to do this, you have to be 16 to 59. And then you have to work more than 20 hours on any job. Now, there is a problem. Over 20 hours with any job. Most jobs don't allow you 40 hours, overtime, all that. And let's just say you're working fast food. And I know. I already know the public damn control. You're working fast food. You're making $725 an hour. Nobody cares. You're just an irrelevant piece of society. So basically, if you're a human being and you're working any kind of job, you don't deserve basic human dignity or anything like that. So if you don't know the process, you're working some kind of fast food job and you don't get 40 hours a week, more than likely, you don't make a lot of money. You make enough money maybe to cover rent, and with rent being maybe $400 to $600 a month, you're barely covering that. Plus utilities and all that. And with wages being as stagnant as they are because, Republicans and some Democrats, they're paid off by corporations and, like McDonald's, Burger King, all those restaurants to keep wages stagnant, $7.25 or whatever. So with it being stagnant, price of living going up, you can't afford rent, or you can barely afford rent, barely afford utilities, and you can barely afford food. So what happens before the Trump stuff did, he did it how he does it now, you would basically have to rely on food stamps in order to in order to basically afford or get a decent amount of food. Now under this, where it's basically taken away because any job you work probably won't give you over 20 hours. Nowhere, like if you're trying to work and make a living, you're going to try to work over 20 hours. Unless you have like some kind of other job and whatever. So you're going to work over 20 hours. So you're going to be denied food stamps. Then, while you're making maybe 20 to 30 hours a week. That's 60 hours times. You can do the math in your head. You can do the math on your calculator. You can do the math on your phone. Whatever. You know that's not enough to cover rent, utility, all even like doubled up to the month. It's not enough to cover everything. So basically, here's what's going to happen. You're going to have people not being able to afford rent, becoming more homeless, and also, or they can afford rent, they can't afford utilities. So all in all, you know, you live someplace, they're going to kick you out for not having your utilities on or whatever. So you're going to increase the homeless population. And then what's going to happen? With all that happening, you're still going to have more people back on food. But here's the kicker. You would think that, okay, you can't afford rent, you're homeless. Donald Trump, if you don't work, you don't get food stamps. So if you can't get a place to stay, you don't have a place to resident, you still can't get food stamps or a job because most places don't hire you unless you have a place of residence. So all this goes in together to where it's basic Republican one-on-one. They want you off food stamps. They don't have any kind of like thought or plans for people that may be working a job but need a little bit of assistance. Basically, what it is just them trying to fuck people. And I know what you're thinking. Hey, if you're working a fast food job, you don't matter. You don't. Nobody cares about you. You know, you're just here to fix a burger. What's underlying here is America. We bought all these. They bought all these politicians. So basically, people can't have a decent living wage. Now, think about it. If the minimum wage was increased to, you know, maybe 10, 15. What I know you're saying 10, 15 for fixing hamburgers, maybe a little excessive 10, 12. But even still, if you have that as the baseline for minimum wage, everything else goes up. And then not only are you providing a decent living wage to people who are right there at the bottom, you're increasing, other things would increase as far as wages in other areas. And then if you have people, sorry about that, screen door, you have people at $15 an hour, guess what? They don't have to rely on food stamps. They can pay their rent, pay their utilities, pay everything, and not have to rely on. But when you have things like this going on, and you basically just cut people off with no safety net, no help, it just creates a bigger problem. Yeah, you're getting people off food stamps, but at what cost to society as a whole? We have this attitude of, hey, fuck everybody who's not rich. What does that really do for humanity and society as a whole? Yes, food stamp fraud is a bad thing. Let's not confuse that with me trying to defend. I'm not trying to defend it. What I'm saying is, you need to have, if you're going to do something like this, what would be a better program is to, first of all, increase wages so that people don't rely, who are working, don't have to rely on food stamps, or find, when you have these work programs, find decent jobs for the people. Maybe education, you know, you don't want people working fast food and you need them to go something higher. Hey, you have to be in school for this amount of time and get this right here. You have to have a base plan, not just fuck everybody and get them off. That was something else. Oh yeah, if you strike at a plant, you all like basically you work in a plant and you strike and you're trying to get things like, hey, better sanctions, better safety, better whatever, and you have to take, you know, a strike and you have to lay off for a couple of weeks or a couple of months or a couple of years of work just to get basic things in your plant. Guess what? You're gonna go hungry, and you have to make a choice. Do I go back to work and deal with horrible conditions, or do I stay out with the union or whatever and, you know, have this safety net of eating? Well, the obvious choice of Republicans is to obey the corporate donors and say fuck you. You have to go back to work. and there was something else. I think that's pretty much it. But the basic thing I'm trying to say is, look, anytime Republicans are in office, especially like it's even worse than Trump. He's not thinking ahead. He doesn't think. He just does things. Oh, we gotta get people off food stuff. I'm a Republican. Let's do all this crazy stuff. Um, and he has no plans for it. There's nothing. It's just basically, I want people off. I don't care that you're a veteran. I don't care that you're homeless. I don't care about anything. I just know that I'm rich. My donors are rich, and we need the money we use for food stamps to help pay for these massive tax cuts. That's basically the whole thing. There's no planning here. There's no thought. There's no humanity here. There's nothing about increasing wages for the future to where you don't have to rely on food stamps. It's basically, hey, we can basically work people 20 hours, not have to get a food stamp, and they'll go homeless or they'll be homeless, hungry, or whatever. But hey, not my problem because I'm already rich and my corporate donors pay me. So win-win for everybody, except for you, the people who voted for me. Or, well, a lot of poor people did vote for Trump. So yeah, it does make sense. So I'm wondering, especially to poor, and I hate to say it, poor white voters who may or may not rely on food stamps, how this is going to affect them, because you're going to see this change. I mean, you're going to see this. They're going to get, like, this shot of reality to the face. Or they're going to basically be like, oh yeah, I'm poor and I work a minimum wage job, so I don't need that extra help of, feeding myself. It's okay because Trump is winning. So I'm really interested to see where this takes. And also, you have Republicans in office who are, so like Paul Ryan, he's trying to get rid of Social Security or disability for not only veterans but mentally disabled people, all because, say it with me again, they don't care about people. They only care about the rich and their donors, and they need your money to pay for their tax cuts for the billionaires. So I don't know when people are going to wake up to the scumbaggery of Republicans, but from what I've seen in the last 4 years, they're not. They're basically, I can't really explain it, man, because I've never seen this level of cutting off my nose to spite my face in like forever. Like, it's that bad. Like, I'm kind of like stunned here. I can't really think about that. Like, I've never seen that. So, with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. Tell me what you think about this, man. Because look, no matter what you think, as human beings, we all deserve the right to human dignity, to eat, to have a place to stay, and all that. But you also don't want people taking advantage of the system. And what you would think would happen would be ways to help people, not just basically kicking them off the cliff without a parachute, which is basically what Trump is doing with food stamps and basically touting it as a huge victory when it's not. Basically, all this, if something isn't done, it's all gonna come back around on him, because you get people off food stamps and then they have to work to be able to receive the food stamps, but they're going to be homeless. So you're going to get, like I said, an increase in the homeless population, and basically it's going to be all out pandemonium when this thing really starts to take effect around the world, because there will be consequences. Believe me. But believe me, you aren't seeing it yet, but you will. You people, you think they were like, hey, they're working, they work at this place, they work at Walmart, they work at whatever. Most of the people might be on food stamps, and when they don't have that to rely on to get by, because I hate to keep saying it, wages and the Republicans and corporate, they aren't increasing the wages. When you see all that and that microcosm and it explodes upon you, just know Republicans are to blame for this. Nobody else. You voted for him. You knew what he's gonna do. Everybody warned you. So when this whole thing blows up in your faces, our faces, we're gonna look to you like you fucking assholes.